Alright, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to Alan Wake. So we left off with a bit of Roy Orbison at the end of the last episode. And we're about to go straight into the second episode.
On Alan Wake.
Previously.
I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Episode 2, Taken. Guest star Liam Neeson. Was that 3 years ago? New York. And we're still in the same clothes 3 years ago. Come on, Alan. This is the only wardrobe you've got.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Oh, look at this. My wife telling me what to do. What else is new? Fucking hell. What's with this weird, like... Look at this, like... texture, like, on the edge of the character, like blur. What is that? Like... That's not motion blur, is it? Anyway. Look at Alan's swanky apartment. Well, she wants me to put coffee on so she can fuck off. I'll do that when I'm ready. Tell me what to fucking do. Well, we've got a swanky new TV. The CC. The CCTV. It's a nice looking pad. Nice bookshelf. No, let's get a brew on. I'm ready to make a brew now. I'll do that when I'm ready.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Oh, I see. You want one as well, do you? Fuck it. I was just gonna make one for myself, but fucking whatever. Manuscript page. So, I've got a few in this episode. Still missing a few of them though. Quite a few actually. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the ones that are only available on Nightmare difficulty. So I'm missing quite a few. Do we want to read any of these? Sudden
It's true what they say about the fall.
Oh, it's Max Payne. It's Max Payne's voice character.
I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Oh, Max Payne. I miss that voice. I'm going to have to play those. I'm going to have to get them on Steam, I think, and play those games. And played them for years.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge. It had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Is this actually dialogue from Max Payne? Like, I can't remember. It's been years since I played them games, but I feel like it might be. The dark presence in the dark.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Welcome back to the Star Bazaar. Wake at Lover's Peak.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
So he's written this 3 years... 3 years earlier than... I'm a little bit confused, but yeah, 3 years earlier he's written this script. Barry doubts Wake's
Barry had
sanity.
never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry. The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page."
I might as well keep going through these, and then on the next episode we'll be up to speed with them, and I'll just read them as we pick them up. But for anyone that's interested, I might as well just go through them now.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way.
Ugh.
Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Wake reaches a safe haven of light.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe. In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Nearly done.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more. On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now. Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Oh, poor Rusty.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye. Sarah didn't care about the legal threats Wake's agent had made. She let Wake go without argument, because there was something about him she couldn't quite put her finger on, something that reminded her of her father. She didn't think Wake would hurt his wife. Then she thought about the way he waded into Hartman, that hair-trigger rage flaring up without warning.
He has got a little bit of a snap potential to snap. Alan, he kind of flew off the handle a little bit when Alice gave him the typewriter. Okay, we're done reading all that. Sorry, that might have been a bit boring, but just to brush up on the story, we're all up to speed with the manuscripts now. What's this? The Fall of Casey. The things that I want, Alex Casey. What I can't forget and return to sender. Are they Max Payne pistols there? Another Max Payne there. Those dual Berettas there. That coffee's going to be fucking stone cold. Collectibles back here. Oh, it's a nice shower. Nice walk-in shower. Look at that. Pills. Who's taking pills?
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed. And city
Look at this
officials
clean
are
shaven.
not
He still looks
expecting
fucking
snow
terrible.
We're
Look at
now
his
on the
face.
third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Let's get back to the controlling wife.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan? Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
I'm fine. Just get the lights back on. Now, please.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
I'm gonna shine it right in your
Hi.
fucking face.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
It's not like a Last of Us 2 clicker, or Last of Us clicker.
Yeah, nice story, writer
No.
boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No.
Think of that when the lights go out.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
That was probably a big setup for Alan just to get a bit of pussy on it. Oh, look, the lights have gone out. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Oh, but come and sit here and I'll tell you this heartwarming story about a clicker and
How do you feel, Mr. Wake?
Get some
Any
sex at the end of it.
nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
that old guy's
Mr.
voice.
Wake, we're done here.
Take it easy for a
If the pain
couple of
gets
days.
any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head. I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the
Oh,
biggest
she's
I
a
ever
beauty.
caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Reminds me a little bit of Twin Peaks with what's his face at the start? I forgot his name. Played by Jack Nance, when he doesn't get to go fishing because he discovers Laura's body washed up at the lake, the shore of the lake.
Sheriff in her office. Just go down the corridor.
This is very Twin Peaks, like Sheriff Station. Have we got Lucy
Thank you
behind
for
the...
testing
No.
the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to
Oh,
be
we got
fine.
Lamp Lady back.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
We're
Mr.
gonna get
Wake,
any-
the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Any words of wisdom off Lamp Lady?
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Yeah, that Lamp Lady knows what's going on. She knows the shit. This woman's got, she's got like the voice a little bit of Lucy from Twin Peaks, but she looks not unlike her.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
What we got over here? I'm gonna route around this station completely unsupervised. Is this a new one? It is.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Yeah, definitely didn't get that one last time.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Sheriff Breaker is waiting for
All
you
right, I'm
down
going,
the
I'm
corridor
going.
in her office.
What's this? Have you seen this man? Disappeared on the 6th, the 20th of the 6th, 07. Identifying features knack for winning contests. But more, there's a missing cat. What about the cat? We can't read up on the cat? No, that's way more important if you ask me. Missing Richard Boff, how'd you say that? Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller on a camping trip overdue, haven't been in contact. If you've seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. Can we actually do that? Are they developers? Are they actually developer pitches? Alright, let's go see the sheriff.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Well, you've been going through me texts. You've been worn me battery out going through me bloody text messages.
Your phone, Mr. Wake?
Yeah, I'll pick it up when I'm ready. I've already got a controlling wife. Don't need another one. I'll do things my own way. Okay, I'm ready to pick it up.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr. Wake, can I help you
Don't
with
do nothing
anything?
stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
Hey, can you turn the light? The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand. Thank you, man, thank you. Hey.
So I don't know what the fucking else, what the real sequences are and what's not.
Don't let anybody
This,
tell you different.
this Alan's wife's definitely gone missing. So some fella's holding her hostage by the sound of it. I don't know. I'm a bit confused at the moment.
I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See? Sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time.
This fella's
I
fucking
only
hammered.
got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
This guy's fucking steaming. Might be an element of what he's saying's true though.
I told him, oh yeah, well, I don't hear.
Already got that one, I guess.
We're on your feet.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
So just keep looking around for these extra manuscript pages. We are missing
Well,
some.
folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Nothing over here. Yeah, we just boot that fucking wooden panel through right outside the police station.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Already got that one. So Barry's coming out, old Bazza. We get to meet him finally. Can I get up here?
writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
The fuck?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable.
Are you feeling any better,
Skip dialogue
Mr. Wake?
doing that.
I'd like to leave.
Just to wear that dialogue.
Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
Is that the guy from the book?
The Majestic
The doctor
is
from the
known
front
for
cover
its
of the book?
roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman.
That's him.
I'd like
That's
to
the
invite
fella.
you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing
Crocodile
your
just
situation
pointing
with
at
her
him.
on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, fucking hell. I just
Take it
fucking
easy.
dropped him.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Love Barry's voice actor.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Fucking Alan's face. Fucking hell.
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Barry, fella who's voice acting Barry, wasn't he somebody in Max Payne 2? One of the mobsters.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
We've got here, Bucktooth Charlie. The skeleton of a Columbian mammoth, Mammothus columbi. This specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from the La Brea tar pits in 1981. It was donated to the Elderwood National Park in 1998 when the Columbian mammoth became Washington's state fossil. Named Bucktooth Charlie, it has since become the park's official mascot. Look at these bear Buddha figurines.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
You know, we got some big stuffers again. Well, cheese it. Cheetos, whatever they are. What's it? I could eat a bag of big stuffers now. Is there? Can I hit a dog?
Easy there, boy. I'm
Oh
almost
no!
done.
Oh no!
Hey, Rusty, right? You run cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
What's happened to the dog?
What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're
Oh.
illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. You got lucky.
Oh, I hate the sound of
Max
it.
is still groggy from the shot I gave
An
him.
animal in pain
I'd rather
fucking
not
upsets
leave
me.
him alone
That
just
and a
yet.
crying baby.
The form's
Fucking
on
hell.
the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Upsets me. Poor dog. Love dogs. Oh no, stop that
You
yell.
can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
See you later, Max.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Oh. Get well soon, Max. Can't you pet the dog? I want to pet him.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
See, even Barry knows about fucking Deliverance. That's what I was on about a few videos back. And that fella on the boat called me City Boy. I didn't like the sound of that. My ass cheeks clenched when he said that. Anything I can grab before I go? Some energizers. Purpose of turning the lights on and off. Anyway, we're going. Lover's Peak. So I wonder where those other manuscripts are missing. I wonder where they are. Because we're coming up to the bit where I left off. I went a little bit further than this and then I ended up stopping. Quick look around here for any shit that I've missed. Oh, we've got a jacuzzi, a bit of a hot tub. Anything back here? No, I think we're good.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walking the door now.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. It wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
What have they got that page, I think? I think it comes up on the bottom right there to read it when you've just picked up a brand new one that you're not read yet, so when we get a new one, I'll read it.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
A little bit like Twin Peaks Red Room music, that. A little bit. Well, I know it wasn't that, but it sounded a little bit like it. That kind of jazzy. Fucking hell, made me jump a little bit. God, this is really just this eerie atmosphere of this place. This these woods with the mist. Keep expecting to see a fucking Bigfoot running out in front of me. What the fucking hell? What's that? Shit's going down. I feel like there's a manuscript page going to be somewhere. What's happened here? Can't just push it, climb through the fucking window or something. Making all that noise. Oh shit, what's going on here? What is it? Blood. Hope this isn't Chris's blood. Oh, we got some night springs or whatever it's called. Yes.
The cancer and cure of civilization.
Cancer and cure of civilization.
To punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode: The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took your kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game, but the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
on the next episode of Night Springs, Crime and Punishment. Well, that was a manuscript page then, stuck to the side of the camper. Or trailer. Already got that one. Let's go and have a check up here. Feed the wildlife. I think I got this one as well. Yeah. He's tired already. What are you tired for, Al?
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
What's happening, Rusty? What's going on? I want to check on you, mate, but I want to see if there's any manuscripts I've missed. You got a checkpoint?
The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Nothing in here. Just gonna check over, just to check the area before I go run into him. I think I got whatever I got was out here. If there was anything, I would have got it on me. Me test playthrough, and we're coming up to the point where I left off. Still got a little bit further to go, but. These rooms locked still, yeah.
I'm here. I'm hurt. I can't move.
I'm coming, buddy. I'm coming. Just checking for. No, we've got a cutscene.
Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found.
Oh, get him out of there.
True. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
What's going on, Max?
Shh. Good boy.
How's that leg doing, mate? I feel like I shouldn't have picked his gun up there. Should I have left that for him to defend himself? I don't think it's going to matter.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
pick that one up there. You can't miss that one. See what I'm doing. Quite a few of them we missed though. I'm bound to. I'm not going to get every single one of them. You know, I'm definitely going to miss ones. And I'm not just talking about the ones that I can only get because I'm. So the ones that I'm going to miss anyway for it not being on the hardest difficulty. I'm just bound to miss. There's going to be hidden one somewhere where I don't explore and I don't find it.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with glowing patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Oh. Oh, come on, dodge that shit. What are these things? Don't do anything to that fucking dog.
A mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Took the dog as well.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing is only permitted for those visitors who purchase a park fishing license. Obey
the park ranger's instructions.
Oh, it's Rusty. No.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never.
There's the dog. Where's Max?
Never approach any other wildlife closer than 25 yards.
Pets must be leashed at all times.
Never leave your pet unattended.
Oh, come on. Got the hang of those dodges, yeah.
To remove any natural objects or historical artifacts. Includes even rocks you may
find along the river.
For simple berries.
Sorry, Rusty. Can I get over there? Any secrets behind here? No.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy. but you're not crazy! Ow, be careful!
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Oh, Baz is seeing some shit now. Nothing back here. Already got that one. I just come from there. Yeah, I did. And what I might do, I'm coming up to nearly an hour now on recording, so I'll get to the next checkpoint. And I'll call this a video so it's not too long. I want to keep them like roughly about an hour. Okay, we're at the next, there's a checkpoint here. And I'm getting a bit hungry. I'm going to go make some food. Alright, thanks very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.